Klaus finished rank 1 in Legends League last season, and today we're going to go over some of his attacks and explain how he mastered the best army in the game. This is going to be a rather quick video because Klaus triples all of these bases in essentially 1 minute 30. But I'm going to pause it here and we're going to talk about how he deploys his heroes in every attack dependent on the base. So you'll see this base here, double invis tower base, but there is no dead zone, so pathing to the core isn't particularly difficult. So we're going to have the queen on one side with the healer puppet, so we're going to queen walk one entire flank. On the other side we're going to have the siege barracks, and then we're going to come in with the root riders slightly on the bottom, and then the RC with a couple of root riders on the top side. So already all of our heroes are deployed, and this is going to help, you'll see later in the attack, when it comes to funneling the root riders to getting towards this town hall. So Queen's on the bottom doing a great job. We pop the Warden ability with a Rage spell. You're going to see a second Rage spell used with the Royal Champion and the Root Riders on the top side. It's really nice, the Rage spell for the Royal Champion. Not only is she setting a funnel, but it helps to speed up the Root Riders to get in front and tank for her. So the first Invis Tower goes off, and notice we're not going to use the Overgrowth until this Town Hall activates, because really it's not doing any damage by being up. So we put the Overgrowth down now, get the Monolith, get the Town Hall. The Super Hogs that come out of the Siege Barracks go straight in and get rid of the Scatter. We've still got the RC on the top side. We've already used the King ability, so it is looking a little problematic because we don't have that many hero abilities left, but that's fine. That is fine. We still do have the RC, although she's about to pop any second now. But look, we've gotten through everything on the base. The troops are going to stand still for just a second, and away we go. We're going to freeze the Invis Tower, I believe, once. Yep, freeze it once. We don't need to freeze it the second time, because have a look at this. All our troops are stuck inside the Invis spell because there's nothing else to target. So that Invis spell does nothing, and this base gets wrecked in 90 seconds. This base gets 3-starred even more quickly. But what I love about this hit is this style of base is quite popular in high legends, and the approach Klaus uses is really nice. So I'm going to wait till everything's deployed. Alright, everything is down, or at least everything important is down, and let's talk about it. So this base is what I'd call an isolated core base. You'll notice you've got the core here, but then you've got these dead zones, these open areas around it that make pathing root riders to the core really difficult. And we do want our root riders to go to the core. Even though we're going to overgrowth part of the core, we still want to take down some of the buildings in the center. So how are we going to path everything to the core? We need to clear up both sides. Now, we are going to use the king with the queen here because we need all these buildings to go down here. Now, our queen could probably do it, but she would go down very soon after, and we really don't want that at any cost. So we're going to use the king and the queen together on that side. And then on the other side of the flank, we've got the siege barracks, and then yet again, we've got this trick where we've got 2 root riders to help tank for the royal champion. Now, the biggest weakness of this is that means we've got no king, queen, or royal champion with our root riders, and we are quite vulnerable to a super dragon CC. But that's why, if you have a look at the pet that's on the warden at the moment, we've got the lizard. Now, the Diggy's definitely stronger, but you don't need the Diggy. Root riders are so powerful, you don't really need the Diggy for them. The only way you fail an attack is if a super dragon or even rocket balloon from the CC stays alive so long that they wreck all your troops. So we come in now, we use the overgrowth a little bit earlier, but that's fine. We need the root riders to not lose too much hit points to all the troops in the core. But have a look, the root riders went seamlessly into the core of the base, and now we're going to head out of the core. The queen and the king are on the top side. Still have yet to use the queen ability, just no need to so far. The king's been tanking beautifully. We've dealt with the triple ice golem CC, I think. No, there's one more ice golem that freezes us up, but we're still sitting on so many spells here. And look, these the rest of the base here goes down in 10 seconds. It's crazy, the finishing power of particularly the royal champion. She can finish off the base so quickly. We use that rage spell on the top side, and this base is completely wrecked. But I love the plan here. These bases are set up to stop you if you just spam in a line, so think about where you're putting your heroes. Another very similar base here, so I figured I'd show it for proof of concept. You saw it work in the last attack, but does it work multiple times? We use the skeleton spell nice and early to help help tank the single Inferno. Yet again, the King and Queen on the bottom side. It's almost the exact same deployment as the last attack. We're coming in on the same side. Now, in case you're wondering which side's always best to come in, you can see the common denominator here is the Eagle artillery. We've gone straight into it both times. And the CC's on the back end, so that's something as well. You'd rather deal with the CC when the Overgrowth is in effect rather than at the very start of the attack. But I'd say it's better off going into the Eagle earlier than not. So the Town Hall's about to activate. We get the Overgrowth down. We get the Scatter, Multi-Archer, and the Monolith on the back end. Now we're dealing with this CC in the core of the base, but there's no damage on any of our troops, particularly those Valks. King's on the bottom side. He has gone to Phoenix, but that's okay. We've still got plenty of health on the Queen and her abilities. Still got plenty of health on the RC. Now all these Super Barbs can tank for the Root Riders because the Root Riders are dying. And you're going to see in a lot of these attacks today, Klaus isn't particularly wrecking the base. You could definitely wreck the bases harder if you did a super slow deployment, but he's trying to triple the base as quickly as possible and as consistently as possible. And the way he's doing it is super consistent. This one, yeah, no, this base is pretty wrecked. Yeah, who can stop Klaus anyway, right? Only tripling this base in 1 minute 26. Klaus is slacking a little bit, but we'll let him off. He did finish first, 4th, and what was it, 7th and 8th in the world. So we'll let him get away with that one, but I want a quicker attack next time, Klaus. Obviously, I am kidding. Klaus is the GOAT. Yet again, coming in with the standard deployment. Worth noting, he sends the King inside the base this time. A, because there's no real value on the outside of the base, but B, there is no isolated core. So let the King go in the core, maximize that Gauntlet. That Gauntlet does so much work on the outside of the base. Yet again, we use the Overgrowth basically as soon as this Triple Ice Golem is going to start freezing our troops. Because the Triple Ice Golem, the reason it's so effective is it freezes all your troops and lets defenses, concentrate their firepower on your frozen troops. But if you Overgrowth everything, there really isn't much damage aside from this ground bow and ricochet cannon, which is a lot of damage, but it isn't as much as it could have been with the Town Hall, Monolith, and the Multi-Archer towers there. And yeah, look at this. This base is going to get finished off in 20 seconds. Completely crushed. Yet again, congrats to Klaus on an insane season. And I've got good news for you all. In, I think, 3 days, we're going to share the base Klaus was using. We're going to put Klaus and Star's base in the same video, so make sure you subscribe to the channel. You can see in 3 days what base he was using and some of the defenses he was getting against Root Riders with the base. That's it for today's video. If you want to see Star's best attacks from finishing rank 3 last season, that's going to be tomorrow's video.